So here's homework number 2, factoring part 1. So when you guys look at number 2, so I'm just gonna label. Alright, our A is 2, our B is 3, and our C is equal to -9. Now remember, when you guys factor this, when you factor this quadratic, on the top it's A times C. So 8 times C, you guys, is 2 times -9, which is -18. And on the bottom is your guys' B value, which is going to be 3. Now, you guys have to think of factors of -18. I will put that over here. And we have to think, like, which one of these factors is going to add up to give you guys 3. Well, I know it's -18, so that means one of them has to be positive and the other one has to be negative. So the only combination, you guys, is a +6 and a -3. Now remember, you asked you guys these two questions. What times what will give us -18, but when you add them together, it would be 3, which is 6 and -3. Now notice, you guys, your A value is not 1. So since it's not 1, you have to write your first term twice. And the numbers that we found right here, you guys, you put it under in the denominator and add a variable. So 6n, and this is going to be -3n. Then from here, you guys, all you have to do is just cancel. So I know I could cancel off a 2 from both, so I would just be left with 1/3. And then you could cancel 1n from both, so then you just have an n on top. For this next fraction, you guys, you can eliminate 1n from top and bottom, so all we get is 2n all over -3. So your guys' factor is n plus 3, 2n minus 3. Okay, here's number 3. So here, you guys, you have A is equal to 3, B is equal to -8, and C is equal to 4. Make your guys' x. So the top is A times C, so 3 times 4 is 12. The bottom is just B, which is just 8. So you ask yourself, what two things multiply to, well, that's -8. What two things multiply to 12, but when you add them together, it gives you -8? Well, a -6 and a -2. That multiplies to 12, but when you add -6 plus -2, that is -8. So your A value is not 1, so that means we have to write our first term twice. And on the bottom of them, you guys, it's the numbers that we just found. So -6n, and this one's going to be -2n. Now we just cancel. Well, on the top and bottom, we can divide top and bottom by 3, so we would only get 1 over -2. And we could cancel an n from top and bottom, so all we get is n. For this right-hand side, you guys, all you guys can cancel is 1n from top and bottom. So we get 3n all over -2. Your guys' factor, n minus 2 times 3n minus 2. Okay. Number 4, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 19, C is equal to 12. You guys make your x method. So A times C, you guys, that's the top, that's 60, and on the bottom it's 19, which is your B value. So what two things multiply to 60, but when you add them together, it gives you 19? And I believe that is gonna be 15 and 4. A is not 1, so that means we have to write the first term twice. and put the numbers we just found and put an n variable to both. Okay, a 5 could go into those both, so it's going to be 1 over 3, and an n could go into both, so it's just going to be an n. For this one, you guys, an n cancels from top and bottom, so you get 5n over 4. Factor n plus 3, 5n plus 4. Five. A is equal to 2, B is equal to 11, C is equal to 5. On the top, you get A times C, which is 2 times 5, so that's 10. And on the bottom is just your B value, 11. Two things that multiply to 10, but when you add them give you 11, 10, and 1. A is not equal to 1, so that means we write the first term twice. Okay, and the numbers we found were 10v, remember you have to add a variable, and 1v. Okay, a 2 can cancel from top and bottom to get 1 over 5, and a v could cancel from top and bottom to get v. Over here, 1v cancels from top and bottom, so you get 2v over 1. Factor v plus 5 times 2v plus 1. Number 6, A is equal to 2, B is equal to 5, C is equal to 2. So remember on the top, A times C, you guys, is 4. And on the bottom is just our B value, 5. So two things that multiply to 4, but when you add it gives you 5. That is 4 and 1. A is not 1, so that means you guys must write this twice. So 2n squared, the first term twice, 2n squared, all over 4n and 1n. The numbers that we found here, right? Time to cancel. We can cancel a 2 from top and bottom for 1 over 2, and an n from top and bottom, so we just get n on top. Over here, we can just cancel off the n, so we just have 2n over 1. Factors, n plus 2 times 2n plus 1. Here, A is equal to 7, B is equal to 53, C is equal to 28. 7 times 28, you guys, is 196, and on the bottom is 53. Two things that multiply to 196, but when you add it gives you 53. I believe that is gonna be 49 times 4. So A is equal to is not 1, you guys, so that means you gotta write the first term twice. 7a squared over 7a squared over, and remember it's over these two numbers. So 49, have to add the variable, and 4, add the variable. Cancel off a 7 for the numbers, so you get 1 over 7, and cancel off one of the a's, so you get a. On this side, you just cancel 1a off, so you're going to get 7a over 4. Factors, a plus 7, 7a plus 4. Alright, number 8. A is equal to 9, B is equal to 66, and C is equal to 21. A times C on top, so that's 189, and the bottom is 66. So, what two things multiply to 189, but when you add it gives you 66? That's going to be 63 and 3. So, A is not 1, so that means we need to write that first term twice. Denominators are these two numbers with the variable, so 63k and 3k. Alright, 9s cancel from top and bottom, so you guys get 1 over 7, and a k cancels from top and bottom, so you get k over, oh, that's it. Over here, A 3 cancels from top and bottom, so you get 3 over 1, and then a k cancels from top and bottom, so you just get k on top. K plus 7 factors, and 3k plus 1. Number 9. Ooh, number 9 is a little interesting, you guys. So, do you guys see that a 3 could come out from each one? So, I'm going to factor out a 3 from each one. So, 15 divided by 3, you guys, is 5n squared. Negative 27 divided by 3 is negative 9n. And negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. See, I knew that 15, negative 27, negative 6 all are factors, or 3 is a multiple of all of those. And then from here, you guys, after you factor that out, a is equal to 5, b is equal to negative 9, and c is going to equal to negative 2. So our a times c is negative 10, and the bottom's negative 9. Two things that multiply to negative 10, but when added gives you negative 9. It's going to be negative 10 and 1. So remember, a is not to 1, so that means we need to write down the first term in this new parenthesis, so it's going to be 5n squared, 5n squared, over negative 10n and over 1n. Cancel off a 5 from top and bottom, so we get 1 over negative 2, and we cancel off an n from top and bottom, so we get n. Over here, cancel off an n from top and bottom, so you guys get 5n over 1. Factor, do not forget our 3 that we had originally factored out. So 3, 5, nope, n minus 2, 5n plus 1. Okay. Number 10. A is equal to 5, b is equal to negative 18, and c is equal to 9. On the top, a times c is 45. On the bottom, negative 18. So two things that multiply to 45, but when added gives you negative 18. I believe that is negative 15 and negative 3. A is not equal to 1, so that means you write the first term twice, and you put these two numbers underneath with a variable. Now it's time to cancel. A 5 could go into both, so we're going to get 1 over negative 3, and an x could go into both, so then there's only going to be one x on top. And over here, you get 1x is shared in common, so you can cancel that, so you only get 1x on top and none on the bottom. Factor x minus 3 times 5x minus 3. Over here, a is equal to 4, b is equal to negative 15, and c is equal to negative 25. So a times c on top, so that's a negative 100. On the bottom, you guys get negative 15. Two things that multiply to negative 100, but when added gives you negative 15, that is going to be negative 20 and 5. A is not 1, so you guys are going to get 4n squared, write it twice, and write these two underneath, but with the variable, negative 20n, 5n. 4's cancel from top and bottom, so you get 1 over negative 5, and an n cancels from top and bottom, so you get n. Over here, n's cancel from top and bottom, so you get 4n all over 5. Factors, n minus 5, 4n plus 5. A is equal to 4, b is equal to negative 35, and c is equal to 49. A times c, so on top you're going to get 196, on the bottom you're going to get negative 35. So two things that multiply to 196, but when added gives you guys negative 35. That is going to be negative 28 and negative 7. A is not 1, so you guys are going to get 4x squared, 4x squared. Write the first term twice, and then these are on the bottom, right? Negative 28x, negative 7x. 4's cancel, so you're going to get 1 over negative 7. And x cancels from top and bottom, so you just have 1x on top. Over here, 1x cancels from top and bottom, so you guys get 4x all over negative 7. X minus 7 times 4x minus 7 is your guys' factor. A is equal to 1, O 4, B is equal to negative 17, and C is equal to 4. So on top, A times C is going to be 16. On the bottom, negative 17. Two things that multiply to 16, but when added gives you negative 17, negative 16, and negative 1. A is not 1, so you guys are going to get 4n squared, 4n squared. Write these two terms on the bottom, negative 16n, negative 1n, time to cancel. 4's cancel from top and bottom, so 1 over negative 4. N cancels from top and bottom, so you just get an n on top. Over here, n's cancel from top and bottom, so you get 4n all over negative 1. Factors, n minus 4 times 4n minus 1. And lastly, A is equal to 6, B is equal to 7, C is equal to negative 49. On top, A times C, you guys, is going to be 4, 5, 294. And the bottom is 7. So two things that multiply to negative 294, but when added gives you guys 7. That is going to be 21 and negative 14. So A is not 1, so 6x squared, write it twice, 21 and negative 14. Oh, I forgot to put the variables. Okay, a 3 can be divided into both, so we're going to get 2 over 7, and then x could be divided into both, so we're going to get x. Over here, a 2 could go into 6 and negative 14, so we're going to get 3 over negative 7, and an x could cancel to top and bottom, so you just get x. 2x plus 7, 3x minus 7. So that's how you guys factor when A is not equal to 1 for all these problems, okay? So we'll talk about tomorrow, and yep, good luck you guys. Peace.